100%. Oh yeah, Lich is a hero, that's right.
Against like a Terrorblade lineup.
Tinker, I hope not. God damn that hero. That hero is filthy. Filthy hero that is, but you know, LGD, they got a filthy hero as well in the Visage, man. Faith_BYOND, they've got a quite a flexible hero pool. They're pulling out the classic here from Liquid, but this also means that Liquid, well aware of how to beat it. We're also seeing some heroes that they've been successful with in the past. The quote for Storm Spirit. It's also, you've got to keep in mind, it's one of Blitz's best and favorite heroes. So he's got that back pocket knowledge to help out, and also the IO for miCKe, which is something that they were able to help qualify with, and they're going to look to try and take this first game off the back of it as well.
Now, in very unliquid style, they're not all grouping up together to try and make something happen. 3 heroes come and look to group up at every single one of the staircases on the Radiant Tri-Camp, so a bit fortunate that they're not going to make a late rotation.
Yeah, we've kind of come to love the Liquid group up, smoke at nighttime before the bounties, and try and take the full on brawl here, so intrigued that they're not.
And is this just straight up the new meta, you know, placing wards not immediately in the mid lane, just using it for the high ground?
The battle begins.
They've got the Earth Spirit Jinku that's going to be making some rotations through to try and pick off the Storm Spirit before it reaches level 6, so it's a good little bit of information to have. I don't want to say it guarantees that the ward's not going to get dewarded, but severely reduces the...
So we will see if it's going to be another successful IO or not. miCKe is going to be combined up with the Abaddon, so a lot of sustain in this lane. How about this mid matchup though? Like, this is something that Nothing to Say put out yesterday in their series versus Vici Gaming. So it's something that obviously they have shown some comfortability with. Do you think that Damaz is going to have a good time versus Storm?
I think he is. I'm curious to see what he's going to build, right? Because typically you see someone like a Clinkz go the Desolator, but if you've got the Mars around who, if it's a mid Mars, most of the time he is building that Deso, you can go for other more, I don't want to say situational items, but, you know, items that benefit not just yourself, but the whole team. So I think it's some good synergy for him.
Yeah, I wonder even if he thinks about like a Your Scepter too, because I think that's one of the best ways to deal with the Storm. Easy setup, but you know, mid Mars can kind of like to go for a little bit more greedier. Yeah, he's falling incredibly low.
Pop the Fairy Fire to live.
You already see how aggressive Xingqiu and Faith_BYOND are going to be able to get in this lane versus miCKe and Insania. It is a lot of regen, so if they can, you know, get rid of that early on, they're going to feel pretty comfortable. But as soon as Liquid hit the level 2, they're the ones actually moving LGD back in this lane.
They're feeling a lot more confident about it because you only get 2 Soul Assumption uses and then you just can't use a third. It costs a lot, even at that level 1. So any chance that they get to try and go on to Faith_BYOND, he's only got the 0 armor, it's going to be taken. Good positioning by him to make sure that doesn't happen.
And Body's quite the mess at the moment. You see that Tigers pull the creeps all the way back. Even Boxy is trying to pull the creeps as well here. So is this just too difficult of a lane for Boxy to go head-to-head versus the Clinkz?
A little bit, right? Like you're constantly having to deal with those searing arrows harassing you. You don't have the potential to just stay in lane, put multiple ion shells out, because they're just going to get dealt with and all of your farming capabilities are gone. We've seen the likes of Ice whenever he plays the Darkseer actually leveling up the vacuum level 1 just to get that guaranteed 100 damage onto the range creep. But didn't opt to. You always need to be a little bit cautious of all this damage coming out as well, you know. AA, with that chilling touch and the searing arrows, is able to do a lot on his own.
Xenia, when you did the Soul Assumption come to level 2 as well for the Faith_BYOND Visage, will be able to have an immense amount of cast range on it, but Insania keeps his life. And they actually got Tiger cutting through with the avalanche toss. miCKe will still end up falling here.
He's going to go for a bit of a lane cut here. Has to be careful though. He doesn't have enough for the Ion Shell and the Surge, so he's just going to try and pull the wave. Nice response there from Innocence though, making sure at least he gets the small camp pull up. Run in deep onto Koifa, catches him.
Mid lane, Koifa. Kick back, Tiger's coming over. Is the Tiny going to get there in time? He does. Koifa keeps alive, and now with the toss back, Koifa has got the Vortex to keep nothing to say underneath the tower, with the spear missing. Going to mean that the Mars will pay the price as Liquid, great rotations, Tiger wrapping through, even bringing in Insania just in case.
Yeah. Oh, nicely done by miCKe. The only way that could have gone, well, if they got that rune and they were able to refill the Storms bottle when Insania came in, it would have gone much better.
Radiant's bottom tower
Boxy's
is under attack.
able to dive incredibly deep once again. Now the spear's going to end up missing, and Boxy just surges away. So great from the Darkseer. Use that glyph aggressively so he could dive the Clinkz, forces the TP rotation from nothing to say, and now he's really going to suffer with that death and then missing a lot out of the mid lane.
Sit in this lane, and as a Tiny, all you really want is levels. Like, fast hits are a bonus.
And he's actually going to have a super early Tranks as well. So that's going to enable Tiny to make these rotations to a lot of the lanes. Top, miCKe. End up falling the last click from miCKe. Not enough damage here, but you do see Tiger looking to cut on through. If he kept going on the high ground, he would have found a kill on the Earth Spirit, but instead, we get a more valuable target in the position 3.
He's even looking for the next one. I mean, the fact that he's there kind of forces miCKe to take that bounty rune, because ideally you want to be able to refill the bottle, but so much a bigger threat. Nothing there. No, he's hanging around.
Should see that he placed the ward. Yeah, the ping's coming through from Arme. So that's going to be de-warded pretty fast here from LGD, but this is scary, like you highlighted. The Tiny's a hero that just needs levels to have impact, and the fact that he's also got gold as well is really going to enable his movements across the map. I mean, could have trains completed and 600 gold in the bank.
Yeah. I mean, he's got them completed. He's just not wanting to go all in onto it. He wants that regen when he needs it. So the body blocks.
Nice spear away, but it means Quaif is still able to stay on top of the Mars, and this Storm Spirit has enough damage with the help of Tiger. 4 kills to start for Liquid. A great laning stage.
This is what I love seeing about Liquid. They just work together so well. Look at this, the body blocks.
Oh, Liquid are actually so good. This is a team you can always love to watch. The plays high caliber from the boys, but miCKe is going to come on over. Unfortunately, will not be successful. Tiger has been involved in 5 out of the 6 kills right now.
Tiger, one of the best roaming supports in the world. He's not selfish in the slightest. He will give away his own game if it means that it's going to be a good one for Koifa and miCKe. And you can just see what all that pressure does. It brings, like we were saying before, miCKe to that lane. So what does that mean? Free lane for miCKe. He's just farming away. Very close to picking up that Helm of the Dominator. Only 600 gold. And a few camps have been stacked up for him as well.
Are you a bit worried that the Visage hasn't had a strong lane as well in the 18 last hits right now for Faith Beyond?
Yeah, I mean, it is one of those heroes that needs to not necessarily snowball. And wow, the fact that Boxy's actually able to take the T1 tower bottom as a Darkseer against these Clinkz is really nice for him. Level 7 versus the level 5 on Army.
It's crazy. Yeah. I mean, I guess that helps with, they didn't really have, the position 5 couldn't stop the Darkseer from pulling successfully, so he constantly was at least getting waves, and then got to the stage where he could farm up the neutral camps as well. So now Boxy with a big advantage here, and this is going to be combined up, level 4 in the Iron Shell, and you're also going to enable the Tiny with that Surge. So this is going to be a lot of early game pressure that Team Liquid can pull out here.
I honestly can't pick a mistake that Liquid have made so far this game. They have been next to flawless, just from their positioning in lane, like miCKe body blocking a few stuns, otherwise they would have given up first blood with Insania dying. the mid lane rotations, the fact that Tiger was able to leave the lane make such a big impact with Boxy not dying, and they're just going to get another kill onto Innocence.
Oh no, at least they might get their first kill of the game on miCKe, I say that. Great positioning with the Helm Dom, miCKe flies on through. And we've already seen previously miCKe was able to go back to the jungle and work with Insenio to be able to take the stack. And this is just a team that thrives on finding stacks, and with Radiant, you're not having the greatest laning stage, it's really going to limit how aggressive they can get to take away the stacks from Team Liquid.
They're going to try and make something happen on Insane. He's not level 6 just yet. Be a rotation. He's only at a position 5 at the end of the day.
He's going to have shield up in a couple seconds, but man, he's getting absolutely no help at all. Looks like Dire are content with letting the Abaddon lose his life. The relocate's now actually going to come through as even Tiger sweeping on the back. So they want to punish the overstep from LGD. The toss back, nothing to say, just gets evaporated. Now Faith Beyond is going to be the next target as well. Tiger runs straight into Armade. Nice use of the familiars from Faith Beyond. He's got a lot of damage to come through from the Soul Assumption as well. So 2 will fall from Liquid. Boxy, one more right click. He's okay.
Just gets away, gets the full Hood of Defiance delivered, so a lot more HP regen for him. Not using the Helm of the Dominator just yet before that fight, was tethered together with Tiger, but you can see now, ever since that Clinkz is around, you just want to book it basically as that Io. You do not have much protection at all in your Cobalt form.
I will say that Arme is doing very well with the net worth. 64 last hits, and even though he was kind of pushed back to the jungle a bit early, having a good game on the Clinkz so far. But is this kind of more of a slower pace carry right now with how the Clinkz plays in the meta?
It's a little slower. I think it needs to, like, it can't do anything just on its own. Like, sure, you can kill supports, but that doesn't actually change much in terms of the game state. Nice and cheeky, just take it away from him. They've scattered out a couple of these stacks as well, so might even look to make an engagement here.
Mid lane, DD, nothing to say. He's going to miss the God's Rebuke to stop the zip, and Quaefar with the help of the double damage room. The arena blocks the right clicks. They won't be able to push on for more, but Liquid got to be careful now. With LGD thinking about mounting their own response. But this is just answers on answers. With people coming mid, it's freeing up the map for miCKe, who is getting so much farm. Yeah, the DD going to come into play. Master Force here. That is the 4th death of the game here for nothing to say, and he's really having a tough time.
They smoked right underneath the ward though, so they know they're going to keep trying to be aggressive. Maybe heading towards this area that they saw the stack, but Army's been able to clear that out in time. What I was saying before about really not being able to make much happen on your own, I feel like it's just about these timings syncing up with the Desolator and the Yule Scepter on the Mars and the Clinkz. That is a ton of burst damage. Well, speaking of burst, Innocence, he's probably dead.
Tigers might get bursted down by himself with Faith Beyond Soul Assumption. Unable to get the range, so Tiger protected thanks to the surge, but nothing to say is trying to sweep one over. Phase, Windlace, not enough movement speed to catch up here. LGD very much suffering across the map as we highlighted they need to do something to limit the IO. But miCKe's free farming right now. He's already got one component working on the Aghanims, but looks like this is going to be how LGD want to play it. Get one tower to the next, but they can't even do that.
Good way to defend. Boxy, he's even confident enough with that Hood of Defiance just to throw his body in the way.
I love how Liquid are playing, well aware that they have a lineup capable to be able to keep these towers alive, and it's just limiting what LGD can do right now. Like, high-level teams are so good at making sure they keep any tower alive. It does not matter what it is.
Invisibility.
Still about 2,000 or so gold away for nothing to say is Yules, and similar sort of thing for the Clinkz with his Desolator. So you would think Clinkz is able to farm that up a little bit quicker given the priority that they're giving him towards this safe farm, but it's decent signs for LGD. The big question is, I mean, they've been able to do nothing against miCKe's Eye. He is just sitting back in this triangle. He might be moving towards his own jungle a little bit. There's really not many other places that he can farm, but once you've got those items, miCKe will have his, you know, so it's, and he'll probably have it a little sooner, to be honest. And since it's 13 minutes and he's only just going to get that AA blast, so that's going to be a big factor for a lot of these fights if they are trying to turn things around, but still, very very slow going for a lot of it.
They don't have the greatest setup for the AA Blast. That's the only issue. Like the Mars Arena, yes, but apart from that, like familiar stuns, not for too long of a duration. I mean, 1.5 maxed out. The Earth Spirit roll is only 1 second, so you're gonna have to be really fast.
Kick, I'd say.
Boxy, they're gonna try it. There we go. But Boxy's got the surge movement speed, a long zip in from Koifer as well. But now with the counter, Liquid instantly with the rebuttal comes with the relocate, and all the goons show up as Liquid. Whoa, they're gonna make sure that no brother is left behind.
You think they took that Thunder Predator loss personally? Because
oh yeah, they did. They came out and they're like, absolutely no chance. Like, we are going to put a mark on this game. I mean, they did 2-0 LGD in the wild card, and they're just looking to continue to remain undefeated versus LGD.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Pretty decent thing to have on your resume.
Oh yeah.
LGD absolutely no slouches themselves, but with
Another
that...
DD.
With that gang squad coming through, only 350 gold away from miCKe. Importantly, it was Ame that was one of those deaths, so he's about 1,300 behind them before he picks up his Desolator, and about 3 or 4 levels.
It's been a filthy game one here for Team Liquid. 6,000 net worth lead. Everything is looking in their favor as they're still getting closer and closer to the timings, and this T1 tower top is still alive somehow.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
I mean, we see that like LGD have been looking to try and group up and kind of finally put a dent in Liquid, but you know the mechanism really they haven't utilized its early bonus for LGD.
Dire's
And
middle
there's the
tower
ice.
is
Oh
under
boy.
attack.
Oh boy. Right on the 15-minute runes as well, so they're like, okay, well, we'll kill one. Sure, you can
Tiger's
have your...
gonna blink. Walk it out. Arena in the choke point, but they're gonna try and jump the Clinkz at the moment. Nice art from Jinq. But miCKe, here comes the party as the IO shows up. The extra help with the protection of the tether. They're gonna be able to turn in up the box as well. Boxy. He's gonna get some distance here as Liquid do lose the Tiny. They're gonna be careful now because the relocate away. They didn't actually bring Wem from the IO, but Koifer got a little bit of mana still to utilize, gets his zip away, and Senya's like, take me, I'm the sacrifice, but unfortunately, they're able to cut on through. Koifer's still wanting to man fight, but he's completely on a mana. miCKe's able to show up once again, but have they gone a little bit too greedy here, because LGD show up. miCKe trying to clean up though. It's gonna fall, nothing to save the next target. They don't have the control right now, but there we go. Tiger, after the death, is able to rejoin them. They're hunting for more as well. miCKe got the ball, slapping him down. He's also got that 15 talent to help with the chase here.
It's nice and balanced. Is Tiger going to make this dive? He's got Blink Dagger in a couple seconds, though. He's just going to, I was about to say, settle for one of the familiars. He ends up backing off, but man, that's the other part of the bat. Are they still going in?
Oh, wow. Zenya's still in the area. He should tick out here. A couple seconds, especially with that last right click. So, LGD get a couple kills.
Radiant's top tower is under
With
attack.
the laning stage, with the Abaddon just being able to spam out the miscoil onto the IO, just keep both of them relatively healthy, but you just saw that in team fights. He just gets that borrowed time and it forces them to not hit anyone, because, you know, you run the risk. You've got an okay amount of AoE damage here with the Mars, with
Middle
the
tower
dodge
is
view.
under attack.
Thought there was going to be more kill than that, but they just toss back Jinq. miCKe's still hunting though. Really nice use of the illusion from the Storm Spirit actually to get rid of the silence that the Earth Spirit had the extra control over. And Tiger, he wants blood. The surge enabling. Gonna toss him back straight to miCKe. Tiger is playing this game incredibly well. I am absolutely mind blown at the Tiny performance right now. This is a hero that we don't see a whole lot. It definitely, that nerf to the Avalanche toss combination did very much impact him. The Tiger's looking like he wasn't nerfed at all.
Radiant structures are fortified.
You can't nerf the player. You can nerf the game, but if you've got a great player, doesn't mean much of anything. Gonna make a bit of a play onto Insania, but again, it's a 5 Abaddon. Who cares? Alright, so at least now, they've got their Yule Scepter on the Mars. They've got their Desolator now on Ame's Clinkz. See if they're able to make anything happen with it. I'm sure they would love to have that level 12 on the Mars, just so that there's that little bit of a shorter cooldown. Wait, but he's looking pretty healthy here, and they don't exactly have any way to silence him immediately.
See how fast they can be on the disengage with the relocate. I think that's going to be really important against the Mars Spear into the Ice Blast, and even Arme just getting that burst potential as well. So LGD have the capability to maybe get one hero down incredibly fast, but what more can they get after that?
Just a nice casual arcane rune for Quotefor.
He's been getting a lot of good runes this game.
Seeing some of these nice neutral items start to come out as well.
Are scanning.
Liquid with the full kit. They're going to look to try and find Innocence here. Will he be able to get out in time?
Oh, unfortunate.
Like it just yoinks that with the tree throw.
He's
He
carried.
deserves it.
Yeah.
I mean, 19 kills and he's been a part of 17 of them. Ridiculous.
Yeah, he really set them up through a strong early game to now continue looking to control the mid game here. miCKe
Is under attack.
looks like he just needs the recipe for the BKB.
Is under attack. Radiant's top tower has fallen.
I mean, how do you feel like... I was going to say, how do you feel like LGD are going to be able to fare as this game goes late? Because it definitely feels like the Visage is a hero that falls off, and that's where Clinkz can kind of thrive, though.
Yeah, Visage falls off. AA is still going to have a decent level of impact. Kind of the same with Earth Spirit. Like, he's going for this Spirit Vessel, but realistically, for what purpose? You're going to have
Might break it up. Fake beyond. Raiding on the position on the higher ground, but miCKe just with the BKB wants to move aggressive. They've got the arena in a really good spot. So it's only miCKe and Storm Spirit that can follow up with the zip. Quafer's still got some mana to utilize. Goes on the tier 2 tower up. Nothing to say, not getting slacked down. Tiger's even got the extra help with the damage, but it's not enough. Nothing to say, pushes him away. The miscoil insane here. This Abaddon is just moving forward without a care in the world.
Dire's structures.
really
are
nice
fortified.
silence coming there from Jinku, preventing the toss combination, but I mean, you can't stop this Abaddon. He's way too fast. That miscoil range is very nice. And, yeah, it just feels like they're taking total control of this game. Like, it was a good zoning arena, but I feel like you need the arena that's actually going to catch multiple people, and I'm not sure if dropping it while the IO's already used the, Ame's dead. While he's already used the BKB is going to be that impactful. Same sort of thing with the Spirit Vessel on Jinku, right? I feel like you need to go something different, considering you didn't absolutely body the laning stage.
Stupendous!
Vessel is not going to be impactful against this IO, because he's just going to BKB. And you've got an Abaddon as well that's going to Aphotic shield it off.
Yeah, so far the Clinkz just has not been the answer to the IO core, unfortunately, and looks like it might still continue to reign supreme as they've got a 15,000 net worth lead 21 minutes into the game.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it felt like, yes, Ame was doing a pretty good job at farming, but when you're playing this Clinkz, you need to be playing a lot more active than he was, right? You're never going to farm as fast as a position 1 IO is just because you've got these consistent orbs flying around. It's not like they blow up when they hit neutral creeps. Maybe that's a way to nerf it, but kill the hero though. But you get a lot of your gold from heroes, and I feel like you just didn't use some of that potential that you've got, maybe rotating up towards the top side with Faith Beyond. That Soul Assumption, just a few right clicks with the Searing
Dire's
Arrows
top
might have been
tower
enough to
is
take
under
out a few of
attack.
these liquid heroes.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
And you've even got the level 20 now. 22 minutes in, level 20 IO.
Jeez.
He's got the Vambrace, he's got the BKB, he's got the
Radiant's middle
Ags.
tower is under attack.
He's even got a Sange coming out to him. Come on.
Dire are scared.
Oh, hey, just can't hide. They're everywhere, Liquid,
Radiant's
constantly
middle
finding the
tower is under
heroes,
attack.
making it so difficult to push out the map here.
I mean, what can you do? Where can you farm, realistically? Liquid have completely taken over your tri-camp. You don't want to contest into it at all. Roxy is being pretty non-committal, like you haven't lost any towers, so he can just TP straight back to the mid lane if he needs to.
Sanyo, gotta be careful. Ultimate's gonna get popped. Arme on the back line as well, but Arme's falling incredibly low with the BKB. miCKe's able to man fight, gets a 4-star away with the Vortex. Locking the Clinkz. Quafer's still gonna try and chase on 4, but doesn't have the mana. Dire, they've lost 1. Tiger's still gonna be able to at least get the catch onto Q. Hasn't been able to disengage along with the rest of the team here, so a 1-for-1. Do see both supports dying there.
just play so well together on Liquid, right? Like, the reason ZQ was diving that deep is that he wanted to get the secondary kill onto Tiger, who's been having an amazing game so far, but you don't need this Helm of the Dominant creep. You could just have the IO TP into you, use his stick charge, and suddenly you're good to go. Especially with that Sange being used as well, the self HP regen.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, definitely a nice item to be able to utilize for that IO. There's still one more blood, man. They are not going to give LGD any breathing room at all. So even Arme is going to be careful right now. If the ball gets slapped on over, then they're going to be aware of the positioning.
Well, he death pacted the Helm of the Dom creep, which is annoying, but Helm of the Dom is up in 1 second. Not really going to... And of course, there's a cup guy over to the right.
Oh, yes.
Don't kill it by accident.
Radiant's bottom
Easy.
tower is under attack.
Now look at him. 590. Zoom. I want to put some emphasis on the Abaddon positioning this game as well. I think Xania's done a great job with the kind of playing super far in the front line and allowing the vision for Tiger to get the correct jump. Even the vision for Koifa to find who he wants to jump on and use all the mana to bring down at the start of the fight.
Just everything is right this game. The itemization, the timings, the rotations, the team play. It's all good.
There has not been an answer so far here from LGD.
Dire's top tower is
The
under
cute little
attack.
snag of the Visage is not going to do that for them. I mean, they're down 16,000 gold. Yeah, the probability is 98% as well. So it's not looking like an easy one to come back, but LGD are going to still try. The issue is they are so far behind in net worth, and they have the capability. This is the thing about the Ancient Apparition, though. You have the capability to be able to burst one hero down, but you need that lockdown to set up.
Yeah, that's the thing. I feel like if it's, you know, an AA and an Enigma, for example, you know, you can, because you're locking them down in one spot, you're getting the Midnight Pulse off, you're doing some percentage-based damage, everyone's favorite thing, but realistically, you've only got that with a Spirit Vessel, and you touched on before why that isn't that amazing this game. Honestly, almost every IO game's not that great, but especially with an Abaddon, it's almost useless.
Foxy's even got the Aghanims completed as well. So we're going to see that normal punch come through now for the Darks here.
Oh no, that's the shard. It's just extra Ion Shell, extra HP.
Oh, yeah, sorry. I was looking at the wrong thing.
I mean, he's just sitting around on the spot side. He just used his Death Pact. So they're just worried about keeping these lanes shoved in. I wonder if they ever are going to go for a Roche attempt. I mean, that is one area they could potentially come unstuck, right? Not the Wall of Replica, which is always going to be really effective, but, you know, Clinkz, like I say, you might have the Burning Army. No, he only just finishes up his BKB, but you've still got the Arena, you've still got Earth Spirit that's able to fight in that area, and the AA Blast as well. Pavilions not going to be doing a lot of damage, I think, because they're just going to be scouting out this region.
Yeah, Visage.
Radiant's top
Doesn't
tower
get clicked on the tree, and now Tiger actually tosses back the Mars away from the rest of the team. LGD, they need to come in the air to be able to protect the Mars, but there's no answer. Once again, Liquid reigns supreme in a team fight. We've got to be careful. BKB pop out of mana here, so they're going to try and roll. All the timing! BKB expires now quicker, although he's protected with the surge. The Avatar's Tiger! It's too much damage, and Liquid are all too much for LGD to handle. They find 3. They want more blood as well. Arme does. BKB's out. Will now expire. Tiger's going to have a blink up in a couple seconds, and with the ball getting the vision, will fall. 4 down for LGD. It was a cute timing there of the roll, but did not matter. Perfect positioning from the Darkseid. Surges out of the AA Blast area, and Liquid looking to continue to end this game 1 here.
Even just that, right? You have Insania on the high ground. It's nothing like game-breaking with what they're doing exactly. They're just playing excellently as a team.
tower is under attack.
Go, the relocate
why?
attempt. See you later, innocent.
It now has to be said that when is the IRU going to get banned out? Like LGD, they've shown as well that they are very confident with playing it. They put it in both their games against Vici Gaming. So they are incredibly confident, but they left it in the pool. Yes, they did ban out some of the heroes that that Liquid thrive with, but I'm thinking about next game. I'm excited to see who has first pick overall, because Liquid are a team who very much prioritize Dire and very much prioritize 24th pick for Quaper. You know, how's Insania? Getting shredded apart here, but Armin tossed outside space with the BKB, gonna get past Arena. Tiger stuck in. They still have that Iron Shell, a little bit of extra health, nothing to say. Nash uses the back. Gonna drag him outside the base. He's trying to protect himself with the Bulwark along with the Essence Ring. Mars backing up with the Moonwalk. He's actually okay. So they get the kill on the Tiny. Liquid might look to reset here.
It's not the end of the day. End of the world, sorry. You've got just a support going down. It was a good choice. I think you do need to commit quite heavily onto Insania just to make sure that borrowed time is expended, because outside of him, you don't really have any ways to take him out. Even then, he's a position 5 support.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Once miCKe gets level 25, it'll become a lot easier, right? He's already got the Reaver coming out to him now. He's got borrowed time again.
Man, Army's doing a lot of physical damage at the moment, miCKe. And they lock him down, they cannot. Gets the tether away. Army's going to try and deal with Insania, but he does have no protection. Borrowed time on cooldown. miCKe, where's the help with the extra team? Silence is there, but he's still got the Aegis along with the BKB. They're actually going to try and look to man fight here as Quaper zip in. Close the distance. Meanwhile, through the mid lane as well, they're zoning out Arme, but Tiger's got the jump straight on top of the Ancient Apparition. The Mars as well, dropping the arena. But there's nothing they can do right now from PSG.LGD. 2 will fall though. Arme finds a Storm Spirit. His damage is starting to pick up as Liquid lose 3.
It's still, you know, for LGD, they're going to be feeling somewhat happy about that, but at the end of the day, XP change basically equal, gold change basically equal, and that just brings IO closer and closer to that heart. He's the last one dying, so it's kind of a blessing in disguise, right? He's almost got his level 25, so we talked about those challenges that they might have when they try and push that high ground. Well, if you've got the attack tethered ally's target, then you can just still stick Insania on the front lines and stay at safety, but still actually siege.
Under attack.
Even you can see here buying the Tome of Knowledge on him to make sure he gets it ASAP. Agree, little ball.
Yeah, that indeed is. I've Storm Spirit for another 5 seconds. They know exactly where Army is because the Balls are going to sentry on the high gun as well. Army doesn't want to pop the BKB for this. He doesn't even have it up. Still on cooldown, and Army's positioning. Going to get punished there. Okay, now relocates for the heart and go time. They still got the Aegis for another minute and 10 seconds here. So they might think about going high ground knowing that Arme's down for 50 seconds and he doesn't have buyback for another 350 gold.
Under attack.
I don't know if they know that.
Radiant's middle tower.
More than likely Nog is going to be effective for getting that little bit of extra burst, but look how much easier this is for them to siege just when you've got Burst of Avernus on the tower, attacking the target as well. Crazy amount of damage. See you later, birds.
Radiant's middle tower.
See you later, tower. See you later, objectives. I'm going to see you later, LGD in this game 1. 29,000 net worth lead. There's nothing they can do to mount a defense. It's Tiger gets the toss away. Now, but Yule's going to try and kite this arena dropped on him. As well, still going to try and find a connection. The only way LGD are going to be able to win this fight is with immense amount of buybacks forced out. But still, there's no control. This Liquid able to reset. Tiger gets back to safety, and they can heal him back up after the Ancient Apparition Blast expires. A full set of racks going to get claimed here. Arme back alive, though. That's the big thing. Let's see what he's able to dish out for this team fight. You know the arena's on cooldown. All the damage is coming through right now from Clinkz. Roll in, Shinku finds the Io. Back on 3. Foxy, great use of the ability to the zip in. Quaper, BKB popped as well. It's just way too much for them to handle. Arme pops the BKB, but it will not matter. Dire able to go through this with ease. Liquid find 3. The buyback on the Mars. But without the buyback on Clinkz, that's the one that matters. And they call it. This one's over.
You can see why it was a little bit beyond reproach what they were able to do, and yeah, I mean, everything worked together. I feel like this is the exact same way that Liquid want to